Hello, everybody. It's 98 degrees here in sunny Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to unlock it with Savannah Chrisley.
This is amazing. I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
I should open your show.
Well, I mean, you just did.
Welcome. Welcome, Savannah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
Okay. All right, guys, we have Brad Lea on. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just have to tell you, this is actually really refreshing because after seeing your social media, I thought I would hate you.
Why?
And you're actually kind of enjoyable.
Why did you think that?
Okay, I judged you off of one video, and can you guess the video?
No.
Yes. Could your wife maybe guess
I put up 3 or 4 videos every single day.
What video do you think it would be?
Maybe like the magic floor one or
Magic floor one.
Yeah,
What's
that one got some views. I said I have a magic floor. Every time I throw my shit on the floor, it magically appears back in the closet. And then everyone started saying, that's rude. And I said, don't worry, she has a magic purse.
I mean, but it's kind of like if it works, it works.
Not only that, she's not the one doing it. We have help.
Yeah, that's totally different too.
Which one was it?
The about having your wife work for someone else. Because it gives them more control.
I didn't say that.
That's what it says.
I know, but if people listen, and it was a story that I was talking about one Sunday, the wind, the nice, I forget what they're called, sheer drapes are blowing. It's Sunday. We got Maroon 5 on. We're chilling in the old bed. And
we're chilling in the old bed.
Yeah, and her boss calls her and tells her she has to go over there. And I'm like, what? Some dude just called you on the phone and yanked you right out of my arms. And so I said, you need to go quit because I don't like that. Now, she didn't have to quit, but I said,
okay,
I don't like when another man has influence or control over my girl. What's wrong with that?
I mean, I feel like if you're confident in yourself and what you're doing, you're not going to care about that.
But it's not, it's not insecurity. It's the opposite.
So have you gotten a lot of shit because of that one?
No.
I feel like you have.
No, a lot of girls, believe it or not, wish they had a guy like that.
Well, yeah, because they don't exist anymore. So that is, yes, in a way, but like your daughters.
Yes.
Do you want them to be independent and
absolutely
make their own way and not have to rely on a man to do it?
1,000%.
Okay. So I guess it was just taken out of context.
Yeah, but I don't want anyone calling my daughters and having control over them either.
But isn't that kind of part of life? Like, don't we always have to, in a way, answer to someone else, whether it be kids, spouse, friends, a job?
No.
You don't think so?
Do you answer to somebody?
Yeah, you answer to someone on a day-to-day basis. Yes, I do.
Who do you answer to?
The company who produces my podcast, or the podcast one. I answer to them. They decide my future in a way. So yeah.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
But why do I feel like I'm talking to a shrink right now?
maybe your dad. I don't know about podcasts.
Yeah, maybe my dad. I mean, do you feel like you answer to someone in some way?
I think if you must, but must you?
Then tell me how you get to a place to where you don't. Let's play it that way.
You get rich you get rich, number one, okay, or you find somebody rich. One of the two.
Okay. Finding someone, but
speak it.
Finding or you find someone rich, what, you just seek them out, and I'm pretty sure there's a name for that too.
Is that what, gold digger?
Yeah.
Again, I have a video out about that too. I think.
What was the video you did on that? Because I mean, let's face it, people would call me that right now. So
why?
I mean, it's fine.
Who are you dating?
He was senior vice president of a life insurance company and does really well. So people think I'm with him because of that. But I'm like, no,
there you go.
I pay for my own shit.
Well, that's too bad.
No, not I meant on a day-to-day basis. I mean, we're just dating. We're not
I mean, if you're just dating, then that makes sense. But if you're together, he should be paying. for
Like,
everything.
what do you mean together?
You know, together. Like you
married.
live together.
Yeah.
Maybe not married, but you're definitely an item.
Yeah. Okay. Living together. See, my thing is, I learned this the hard way. And I'm probably going to get shit for this one. But when you're living, like as a female, when you're living with a man that you're not married to, what's the incentive for him to marry you? He's getting everything he wants from you.
Well, what's so big about marriage anyway?
I mean, why would you not want that commitment?
You can still get it without like filing with the state, can't you?
There's nothing in it. Like there's nothing that's holding you there. It's easy to just walk away.
Well, that you should keep them happy then.
Dear God, you are like you've always got an answer, don't you?
Well, I have an opinion, yes. And I'll bet you that if we talked longer, you would come over to my side.
What is your side?
I would say that you're probably one that you're not going to date a broke ass.
I mean, I have. I like to say I get people ready for their forever homes.
What does that mean?
Like I fix them up. They're all like, you know, they come to me kind of broken and then I fix them up. And then it's like the next person they date, they marry. It's wild.
Well, you're only 26. How many of those have you had?
I mean, three.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's happened the same way every time.
Now, is it odd to find someone that has a little dough?
I mean, for the first time, I actually have. My mom always told me, she said, you know, you can fall in love with someone that has money just as good as
That's
you can
what I'm
someone that
talking
doesn't.
about. Like, I would be concerned. The gold digger video I just did.
Yeah. So what did you say? Tell me.
I basically said, listen, I wouldn't be concerned if someone was a gold digger. I'd be concerned if they had no concern about your financial well-being. Why? Well, that would show their lack of intelligence because of what your mom said. Mm-hmm. You can find someone cool with money. Why would you find a broke dick?
I mean, it's not that enjoyable.
And I'm not talking about a broke dick that's young with some ambition. You know, you're 20 years old, you're dating someone out of school. They don't have anything yet, but they're ambitious. You know, they're charming. Great. But, you know, once you get a little older, like, dude, if you haven't got something going on by now, you probably have an issue. And if a girl,
if you're 30 and
if a girl says, I'm not going to date a guy that's broke, I would say that's a smart girl. And I would want my daughters to date someone financially secure, or at least, you know, ambitious. So again, I don't want them to depend on them. I'm afraid that people are going to try to depend on my daughters, which I wouldn't allow that either.
No kidding. Couldn't have guessed that one.
Guys should have the responsibility to protect and provide.
They do, but I feel like, and too, part of it is, I will say, part of it is like women's fault in a way for being, I've had to learn to balance like the I am woman, hear me roar type deal with like actually allowing a man to do it or making a man do it, if that makes sense.
Well, then you don't have to make men do it.
You have to make boys do it.
And you don't really allow men to do it either. Men do it.
Then there's, well,
most men they're just men. Like you can tell when they're that way.
oh yeah. Like if I go and try to pay, like I do it as a test of like, I'll try to like go to pay. And if you don't stop me from paying, peace the F out.
Okay. So you're on my side.
I mean, kind of, yeah. Yeah.
I don't split bills ever with anybody.
No, but it's
if you
wild.
invited 13 people with me and her out to dinner and you showed up with 13 people, I'm paying the bill. I pay the bill every time, no matter what, or I don't. Because again, like if someone else paid it, then cool. But I don't split bills. That's so embarrassing.
I think that is very embarrassing. But I also think like in today's day and age, especially this generation, I have seen more couples in a grocery store like split up their things and then like go through the line. And I'm like, who does this? I know. Like, it's wild.
That's lame.
It is.
Now, would you date someone like that?
No.
Thank you.
But I also don't date people in my generation.
She's always liked older guys.
What? What's the age difference in you guys?
19 years.
See, that's like, I mean,
That's normal.
yeah. I mean,
And again, you know, I'll tell you, I've always looked at her like we're the same age because mentally I'm probably still 30.
Mentally, you're still 30.
Like right now, I feel like we're all the same age.
I know, really. We'll let you feel that way.
That's what I do feel like.
Yeah. So,
And I hang out with mostly younger people, don't I? Who do I hang out with that's older? Nobody.
So when you guys met, were you married before? I mean,
I was married. I was married once, yeah.
Yeah. So you were married, you guys met, and then with the age difference, what was the best thing and the worst thing? Like the absolute best thing and then the biggest challenge?
Well, I mean, the best thing was the it's not what you're thinking. Even though, the best thing was, I don't want to say freshness because you're going to start giggling again, but they're,
No, I don't know. Stop saying,
What was it? We should just get her a chair.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I wasn't going to get married again. And this one, the people, in fact, they're here in town. They told me they were having sushi by my house. So I said, cool, I'll stop by. And they told her the same thing. And so she said, cool, I'll stop by. So I stopped by and she came over to the house and never left.
Is that true? Like, what do you mean never left?
I told him that night I was going to marry him, so I never left.
Stop. No way.
That was 15 years ago.
That is wild.
Yeah, she came over and literally never left. She walked in, saw the house and said, I'm home. No,
I'm home.
But that's again, to me, mentally, we're the same. She's older than me. She's an old lady, this one. She is not like a normal youngster. And she's not even a youngster anymore. She's 36 now, right?
No, she's still young.
Well, I mean, again, so am I.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. So, okay, but what was the hardest thing of the age difference?
I didn't have any. Although I saw pictures like 10 years later, and I swear to you, and she can show it to you if you want to see it. It's gross. I looked at a picture once and she looked 14. She looked like my babysitter. And I'm like, this is gross. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, babe, you look 12. I swear to you. Find the picture so they can see it.
Do you really?
She looks 12. And I couldn't believe it because I didn't see her that way. And
because how old were y'all when you met?
I was
21 and he was 40.
Okay.
21.
21. So just able to drink.
Well, again, I was just going to hang with her.
I was just going to hang with her.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to get married, but she was cool and she never complained and she didn't bitch and she didn't moan and everything was great.
Well, I say age is just a number.
Totally.
Clearly, we know that.
How old's your dude?
39.
So you got to bump it up a little. Oh, no, well, that's about the same.
Well, 12 years.
Yeah, you got to bump it up a little.
12 years. But I mean, he's got his shit together. So.
But the youngsters, you just aren't attracted to them or what?
No, I don't want to raise a child.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how she felt.
There's nothing attractive about having to babysit someone's emotions or their career or whatever it may be. Like, I need you to I'm tired of build a man, you know?
Where do you think you get that from?
Get what from?
That mentality.
Of just like building?
Yeah, preferring older guys and not.
Oh, I've talked about this before. I've said it's daddy issues. But people look at daddy issues as like such a bad thing. But it really can be because you either have daddy issues because you had a dad that was not present, or you had a dad that was so present that you look for someone that's going to show up and provide in those ways.
Was that your case?
Yeah. Like he was like overly present and always doing. And so therefore it's like, all right, I want someone like that. Normally emotional, intelligence and finances and all those things come with a little maturity.
Does he get to choose?
Does who get to choose?
Does he get to choose your guy? Like if he doesn't approve, do you?
Oh, no. I'm hard-headed. I'll learn
Mom,
myself.
does mom get to choose?
No.
You're all on your own.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And too, I mean, let's face it, I've been taking care of myself since I was 17. So like, if you don't pay for my shit, you really don't have the right to tell me what to do.
Thank you. See, I knew you'd be on my side.
See, I mean, I kind of am. You just come across as like a little harsh sometimes.
A little bit.
So you know what? I'm sorry for disliking you before I met you.
Did you dislike me?
No, I'm kidding. I didn't dislike you. I just thought he could probably be an ass.
Did you think, what a dick?
Yeah, I did. I did.
I can respect that.
And then on the plane this morning, Brittany Aldean was like, oh, I love him. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take back what I said.
Did you watch some more videos?
Yeah, I did. They're really good. They really are good. I'm not going to lie.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so what's you have 3 girls. How old are they?
2, 9, and 11.
Why did you just have to look at her to verify?
Just to make sure I'm correct.
Well, the 2 older ones just turned 9 and 11, so he gets a pass on that one.
Okay.
I know their birthdays roughly.
Roughly, okay.
Like one's in April, one's in May, and one's in December.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so 2, 9, and 11. How are you raising your girls when it comes to what to expect? Because I feel like in today's day and age, a lot of parents don't parent.
Well, you know, that's true. And I don't think they're at the age to start talking to them about guys.
Well, no, not guys, but I think just as in general, like what you expect from people.
I try to make them kind and nice and not stuck up and bratty and entitled.
Okay. And how do you do that?
By buying them everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like.
It's not me, it's her. Literally.
So it's your fault.
She doesn't know because she's never had kids before.
What do you mean?
Well, I've had kids before and I understand.
Okay, so you have other kids.
Yes.
Okay, and how old are they?
Well, one's her age.
Stop it. This gets better and better.
Yeah. I have two girls and 2 boys. And the boys are 27 and 30 and the girls are 35, let's say 36 and 37.
She's 38.
38. At 17, I had her.
No kidding. And I'm assuming.
First time I had sex, boom, pregnant. I thought, man, I'm not going to do that again. So I waited till I was 19, did it again, boom, pregnant. I got people pregnant quick. First time, 2 times, two babies. And what's funny is her friend came over one time and she was trying to get pregnant over and over and over. And she was told after our first daughter that she couldn't have any more, but she had 2 more. And her friend came over and said, I want to get talking to her boyfriend at the house. I want to get pregnant like Melissa. And I said, well, you're going to have to come over more often.
How do you put up with this? It's amazing.
Well, that's another reason I love her.
Because she
knows I'm joking. I'm a jokester.
Okay, so she knows you're joking, but are there ever times that the joke goes too far?
I don't think so.
Not with me.
No?
With other people, but not with me.
Not only that, because I'm joking.
Yeah.
It can only go too far when you're not really joking.
Interesting. What's going through your mind with that? I saw your face.
Do a lot of girls or ladies, women listen to your show?
Oh yeah, like 87%.
Well, they're not going to like me talking the way I'm talking. However, I think they need to go look in the mirror and become honest with themselves.
About what?
About, the fact that men should provide and protect. And that's that.
And that's that.
And you agree.
I mean, I do agree. It doesn't mean that you can't go and do it yourself.
No. Yeah, if she wanted to work, she could. If she just all of a sudden got rich as shit, I would love it. And I would let her buy me whatever she wanted to buy me. I would not feel bad at all. But when it came down to the bills, I pay those.
I do think it's hard. It's hard in my mind to respect a man. Like if you're living together, you got to put a roof over my head.
Period.
You have to like pay for the necessities.
Period.
Like I look at it with, which granted, I like take care of everyone, but I would love to be in a position to where it's like, all right, my money's like the fun money. You know?
And you do what you want with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as long as everything's copacetic, that works.
This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Let's face it, sometimes multitasking can be, well, overwhelming. Like when your favorite podcast is playing and the person next to you is talking and your car fan is blasting, all while you're trying to find the perfect parking spot. But then again, sometimes multitasking is easy, like quoting with Progressive Insurance. They do the hard work of comparing rates so you can find a great rate that always works for you, even if it's not with them. Give their nifty comparison tool a try, and you might just find getting the rate and coverage you deserve is easy. All you need to do is visit Progressive's website to get a quote with all the coverages you want, like comprehensive and collision coverage or personal injury protection. Then you'll see Progressive's direct rate, and their tool will provide options from other companies all lined up and ready to compare, so it's simple to choose the rate and coverages that you like. Press play on comparing auto rates. Quote at progressive.com and join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Okay, you guys have been married how long?
Including today?
Including today?
15 years, 6 months, and 4 days.
Shut. You just made that up. Really, 15 years?
Got married 11 and a half years.
Okay, 11 and a half years. That is wild. But also, okay, so this is your second marriage. What would you say you took from the first that made the second one so successful? Good and bad.
Nothing. Nothing.
You took some life experience.
Yeah, don't get married.
Then there's that. But you got married.
Yeah, well, only because she came along. I wouldn't have otherwise. And if me and her don't work out, I'm never getting married again.
But with your first marriage, like there had to have been something that you learned that you're like, all right, I will do this or I won't do this. Like just as who you are as a person.
I'd have to think about that, but it would probably be something in the line of, I will not tolerate bitchiness ever again. If you're married to a girl that just nags and complains.
Well, there's nothing.
Well, there's a lot of guys in there that just put up with it and deal with it. And literally it causes them to lose hope and stop, being excited and chasing their dreams. And they basically give up their vision.
In fear of someone else being pissed off.
Yeah. And I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that. I think you have really great valid points. It's just the way you get to the point sometimes.
I just get to it point blank. What's wrong with that?
I just, just the way you get to it.
So should I be a little bit more political?
No, I mean, Lord knows I'm not political or politically correct at all. So I'm fine with that. I was just, just a little.
Give me some tips.
I mean, your message could be a little more effective if you're just a little
softer.
Yeah.
Let me try to be a little softer.
Did you ever call it bitchiness? Did you name it bitchiness when you were being bitched at?
Well,
you say like you're being bitchy?
Oh yeah, I probably said that. Yeah. But I was always against being told what to do. Even young, I didn't like being told what to do. I got kicked out of my house.
I don't like the whole term of like being told what to do. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, but like, I feel like if you're in a relationship, like with the right person, you're not telling each other what to do.
I mean, I would agree.
Do you get that?
I would agree. But I don't like being told what to do, period. Like by anybody.
And where does that come from?
I don't know. My dad kicked me out of the house at 16 because I didn't mow the lawn. And the reason I didn't is because he told me to, and I don't like being told what to do. So I got kicked out at a young age and went out and just pretty much stayed out, never went back. And every time someone tries to tell me what to do, I really don't like it. That's why every time I get a personal trainer, I got to let them go.
You just didn't like being told what to do.
I don't like being told what to do. And she knows that. She doesn't tell me what to do.
But there's a difference.
Did you hear how she said that?
Yeah.
What'd she say? She said, ever.
Never do I tell him what to do.
But there's a difference in, so I guess anytime like I would want to tell you what to do, should I just like ask you to do it?
Yeah, you can ask.
And that's totally different to you.
Totally.
Interesting. There's some sort of trauma that's related to that that you should probably go get checked out.
Well, I mean, listen, how do you check it out?
He's not going to listen to a therapist.
He's not going to listen to a therapist.
I don't believe in the therapy.
What do you mean you don't believe in therapy?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Do you go talk to a therapist?
Yes.
Does it make you feel better?
Yes.
Well, that's a female thing, I think. Now, I'm going to get a lot of backlash with this because I'm sure a lot of men have been helped by therapy, but I don't want to talk about it. It's over. It's in the past. Let's move forward.
But there's no way to move forward unless you address
That's not true.
the issue.
That's not true.
Yes, 100%. There is no way to move forward effectively.
Then how have I done so?
I think you just live in your own little world.
Don't you? We all do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the past, Savannah. It's the past. What can you change? You can't. So why am I going to talk to someone about it? Yeah, my dad, he never really told me he loved me much. And, well, do you think he really did? Well, I think he did, but he didn't really say it very much. Is that supposed to make me feel good? It's like, no, it's in the past. So now it's just like, let's move forward. Let's like move forward. And I think it is possible.
I also think part of it's your age.
Yes. You learn over time the hard way, which is why I named my book that.
Well, but I think I'm saying like with your age, that back in that time.
Those days.
Yeah. Like therapy wasn't a thing.
Therapy was definitely not a thing.
Yeah, like therapy's not a thing. You deal with it yourself. You're a man. You just move forward.
Just like when you fell off a bike, wash it off and let's go. Rub some dirt on it.
So like,
if something hurt, I'd go tell my dad something hurt and he'd like step on my foot, and make the other one hurt.
Oh my God.
Is that bad?
I mean, would you do that to your daughter?
Not my daughter, no.
Exactly.
But daughters are precious. You don't.
But like your son. So.
Yeah, I do it to him.
And how old's he? How old did you say he was?
Well, there's two.
Okay.
One's 27, one's 30.
Okay, 27 and 30.
Yeah, I'd smack them around.
And are they like, do they have the same personality as you?
Not really.
No.
Do they like you?
Do they like me? Yeah, they like me. all my kids like me.
No, it's wild. You have like such a likable personality, but it's like I just don't get how your brain functions.
It may be because of your age. Wait till you're 55 and then you're going to go, that's the same.
So do you look, I mean, I can kind of see that because I even look at my generation has done a lot of great things, but also a lot of just really outlandish, stupid shit. Like just stuff that doesn't make sense. And so even like I look when I'm older, I do have a feeling I'm going to look back and be like, what were you doing? There's a lot of weakness in today's society.
Well, I can't wait till you're on my podcast because I'm going to ask you some questions.
There's a lot of weakness.
There's definitely weakness nowadays. I mean, I don't want to get political. I know you are. You just got back from the RNC.
I most certainly did. And boy, was it a blast.
I know, but see, I don't understand. Like they go out there and they talk about all this great shit and then they go out and party and get drunk and probably diddle each other.
Probably. Oh, dear God. I mean, look at people are human. Shit. Oh, hey, Lord.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun. But also, like, when are you ever around? I mean, there's some really cool people, like that's what I look at it as, an opportunity to meet people, connect. Like, I was with the CEO of Pepsi, and I'm like, that was the coolest conversation I've ever had for 45 minutes.
How old's that person?
88.
Wow.
Works every day of his life. Every day of his life at 88 years old.
What's one thing you learned from him?
What did he say? It was about how he has never worked for money, and it was always for just satisfaction and gratification. Like, it was never for money. It was because he truly loved working and truly loved like having accomplishments. So he was like, but the moment you start working for money, you'll never be successful. And I was like, interesting.
What do you work for?
I mean, I work for money, which is why I hadn't got to where I wanted to get to with money.
Where do you want to get to?
Where is this going? God.
Well, where do you want to get to?
Where do I want to get to?
Are you investing?
Yeah. And getting my parents out of prison.
Is that costing you a lot?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not cheap. I advise anyone to never go to prison. It's not fun.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm investing in.
So you're not investing, you're paying to keep the legal bills paid.
Yeah.
That's nice. See,
Yeah,
I hope my
right.
daughter, well, first I hope I never go to prison, but you can go to prison nowadays for anything.
You can.
And just because, again, what'd they go for? Taxes or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially with
stuff that couldn't even.
Well, especially with taxes too. It's like there's laws that change and get put in place that you're not even aware of.
Government officials don't even know the laws.
Well, again, it's scary too because, the feds are, not the brightest. And sometimes the rules they put in place, you could be breaking without even being aware that you're breaking those rules.
Exactly. And that's why a lawyer of mine said when he was a former prosecutor, he said, you show me the person, I'll find you the crime. He said, it's that simple. If they want you, they will get you. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by BetterHelp. You guys know I've spoken about BetterHelp time and time and time again, and that's because I am a firm believer in their product. I mean, BetterHelp is absolutely amazing, and it's all online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you do is just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. I don't know about you, but 2024 has started off with quite a bang. And for me, being a single parent, single income household, trying to deal with finances, kids, my own personal mental health, it's all been a huge challenge. I am not going to lie. And that is where therapy and BetterHelp has come into play, because I have started to realize that if I am not my best self possible, then how in the heck am I going to be able to operate? So that's where I turn to BetterHelp. You can visit betterhelp.com/Savannah today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Savannah.
I give a lot of people opportunities, including felons. And, there's a lot of people that think, oh, he's a felon or he's an ex-felon. I say everyone's a felon, just some didn't get caught.
Exactly. 100%. I posted that, and oh dear God, the people that came at me about that. I was like, it was wild.
When do your parents get released?
Oh, I have no idea.
If worst came to worst.
If worst came to worst, my dad probably in 7 years, 8 years.
More? How long has he been gone?
18 months.
Is he working out every day?
Yeah.
Is he coming out swole?
He actually is, which he's never.
Tell him I said, all you got to do is just freaking get swole.
Just get swole. I am dead.
You got to take that time to freaking do shit you wouldn't normally do. And like when you have all the time in the world, man, just do some push-ups.
He says it's the only thing that keeps him sane.
And get swole. And when he walks out, people are like, fuck, is that fucking Todd Chrisley? He comes out just yoked.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I think life is really complex, and I don't know. I think we're just in a really weird place in life right now. With it being election year, with all the noise around us. Like, what's your advice for canceling out the noise and getting to a place of success that, you may not feel you're capable of?
Well, I think people need to realize that ultimately we're all vibrations We're frequencies. You're vibrating right now, and so am I, and so is that pole, and so is that camera. And you think it's not, it's solid. Nope, but there's a vibration to this. So your frequency, which is what it is kind of what you frequently see. So when people wake up and they have doubt and fear and worry and anxiety, they're going to attract more of that. So what they need to do is wake up and realize how lucky they are to be awake, because, that's a gift in and of itself, right? Mm-hmm. I said, one of my videos went really viral one time, and I said, listen, if I gave you $1 million, how would you feel? And the person said, oh man, that'd be the craziest thing. And I said, how about 10 million? They're like, oh man, my whole life would change. And I said, well, if I gave you 10 million, but you couldn't wake up tomorrow, would you take it? He said, no. And I said, so then you realize that waking up is worth more than 10 million. They said, yeah. And I said, well, how come you don't act like that every day then? And they went, whoa. And that's what I mean, because what I do is I trick myself. I used to, now I'm just authentically grateful. But I used to trick myself to be grateful for just being alive, because it's very valuable. So with the conditions of the world, you just got to block it out by raising your gratitude and realize, that you're lucky. No matter what's happening to you, you're lucky. Your parents are lucky. You're lucky. Everything.
Oh, I say that. I try to, in every crappy situation, find the positive thing.
Period.
That's what I say. At least I get to go and visit them. This past weekend, I was sitting talking to the 13 families who their kids died in Afghanistan when we pulled out like absolute idiots. And hearing the mom be like, I just want people to ask me about my son. I just want to talk about him.
And most people probably don't, because they think she'll feel bad.
Yeah. And she was like, I just want to talk about him. And I sat there and I thought to myself, what an asshole I am to complain about my parents or to feel sad that they're not here. I'm like, at least I get to talk to them on the phone. At least I get to, hear their voice. These people don't get that.
And you get to experience life without them.
Yeah.
Which by the way is a gift. You're just not aware of it.
No,
I wish her parents, weren't so around.
Oh.
They're great. I got the best in-laws ever, but everywhere we go, they are there.
But so you love that?
No. What
is a healthy balance with that?
Holidays.
No.
See, you guys are identical, but I am not.
Let me tell you, life after
we grew up in a family that their parents were always around us.
Yeah, see, not me. I had no parents. At 16, I moved out, and that was it. And I didn't hang out with parents or siblings or relatives of any kind.
Would you say that you're hardened because of that?
I wouldn't say hardened. No. See, most people will go, oh, that's so sad. But it's not sad. It's like I've had the opportunity. Now I'm getting the opportunity to feel what you guys felt your whole life. And if I had to choose, I don't necessarily want that. I don't want everybody up in my business every day.
So you're not gonna be all up in your daughter's business?
No.
I will.
She will. She'll have them never move out, I'm sure. She'll make me buy a house next to mine, and she'll
that's
be
like my dad. Yeah, my dad.
She's the family person, which is a good mix again, because I'm not a family person. She is a family person. So you
guys, it seems like you guys are very opposite in a lot of ways.
I think so.
And so how does that work?
I think it works wonderful. She might tell you different if you guys are out having a drink, but girls talk.
No, but sometimes you hear it either works really well or it ends up being a disaster. There's no in between.
I think it could have been a disaster, but again, I'm not hardened by it. To me, it's I like to be independent. That's all. And when parents are around all the time,
I love it.
They have a room, and I don't like it saying, she said, my mom's room. I said, that's not your mom's room. That is a guest room that your mom is in. Don't say that that's your mom's room.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
We
could have a reality show.
You really could. You really could.
Yeah, I've been accused my office, my house, everywhere. Everyone says I need one. But it's not to me a thing that's hardened. It's a preference. And again, I mean, like, you love your family, obviously. And I love my family, but I don't love my family.
There's a lot of people listening that probably are gonna like really relate to that.
Totally. Like, who wants their parents around all the time?
Yeah.
You got to admit, it's kind of not where they are, because obviously when they're someplace that's, you know, like that, it's not good in any way. But let's pretend they're not there and they're over in Brentwood.
I was there at like 4 or 5 nights a week, like having dinner.
But your family is family. Like, you thrive and you grew up that way. I didn't.
Well, all I got to say is you better start getting comfortable, because it looks like that's never changing for you.
Well, again, my family, which is my family, then that's okay. I'll allow that. It's the extended family. Like my brothers and sisters, if they moved to any town that I have a house in, I'm moving.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 8.
What?
8.
That is wild.
Yeah.
See, I really only have 3. I don't claim to.
See, why is that?
They're just disastrous human beings.
Really?
Yeah.
See, truth comes out.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. I'd never have.
So you don't want them over on the holidays?
I would rather drive my car off into the Cumberland River.
Is that a river around here?
Yes, it is. It's real dirty.
Cumberland.
It's real dirty.
Which ones are they?
I'm the oldest 2.
What are their names?
Nope.
I got to Google. I didn't watch that show very much.
They helped put my parents away.
Oh, no shit?
Oh, yeah.
And they're your siblings?
Yeah. Half. I mean, I don't claim them, so not even that, but yeah.
Well, then I would cut them out too.
Yeah.
That's what you call dirty dogs.
Yeah.
Why did they do that? Jealousy? Yeah, see?
See? Look.
That's what it is.
So I had the oldest 2, and then my brother who's 14 months older than me, Grayson who's 18, and then Chloe is 11, but she's really my oldest brother's daughter, but my parents have had custody ever since she was like 6 months old.
So it's the older brother?
Yeah. So
Chloe's dad's the one that helped put him away? Yeah. Why? See, this is my show now.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna
I almost
want to
like. Let's get some darker background.
You're gonna have to wait for your show.
Well, now I'm gonna go watch some of that Chrisley show.
You just need to like look at.
Well, that part ain't on Chrisley.
No.
Fast. You have to swipe Reddit or the internet for that.
I'm gonna Google you.
Oh, God bless you.
I mean, I've seen the show, and I've seen it a couple times. I like your dad. I think he's funny. You know,
yes.
I like your family unit. The show I saw, you guys are cute. You're funny. Like, I like Chase. Like, I was like, you know, this is a cool family. Now, if I had a family like that, maybe I'd want a family. But my family is not like your family. Okay, my family was not like your family.
Do you?
I got like family that'll like fucking come over and your bracelet would be missing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like, dude, my bracelet was right there. You're the only one in the house. You know, I didn't take it.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely don't
dirt
want
ball
those
shit.
people.
You
Yeah.
know, I call them welfare.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, and I don't like welfare people.
How do you deal with people that like try to leech onto you and just take? Like, are you good at recognizing like the takers?
I believe in abundance. You know, if you need to take. I don't mind that. There's more.
Do you recognize it?
I recognize them right away.
Okay.
But I don't. Do I have a bunch of takers? No, I don't think so.
We don't allow it, so no.
Yeah, but you can recognize it pretty soon. All right,
but
so what?
I believe in abundance and gratitude and positivity. So, like, again, that's why, you know, when I'm out at a restaurant, do you know the main reason I pay all the time? Because I want to order what I want. And if like I knew you were paying or so, like your boyfriend was paying and like I was just a guest at your dinner, I'd be like, you know, I'll order one thing when I want 10 things. And that's another thing. When we'd go out, my dad would always tell us what the fuck we were going to eat.
Well, that is like literally my mom, she says the reason she loves to go out to eat is because they didn't as a kid, or because, Well,
that's how I got her the first night. I ordered everything on the menu, and I still do. And when like it comes to dessert, I say, how many do you have? And they'll say 12. And I'll say, bring one of each. And they always ask her when I order, is he serious? And she's like, yeah, he's serious.
Yeah, he's serious.
And I think it stems from trauma of being told this is what you're going to eat. And I could never get what I wanted. It was only you get this.
Yeah.
And so now I order everything on the menu, and I always pay the bill because that's what I want to do. And if I know you're paying, I'm not going to do that to you.
Well, I think honestly, I will say that's a good lesson to, just myself, people listening, is that don't judge based off of what you see. And too, like you just said, like I wouldn't blame you for doing that because of the story behind it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think if you hung out with our group, you'd be like, I love these people. Everybody always does.
I'm a smart ass. So I really never I was just like that one video. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I would love to see how his brain works. I still don't know how it works after this, but you're interesting.
Go back and think like you're a, dude.
My dad says me and my brother's hearts got switched up. So I can see a lot of your points of view.
Yeah, I'm just a normal guy. If you go back and you start looking around, I think maybe my age group, Gen X is what we're known as.
Okay, what is your one piece of advice to women? Like your one piece of advice to women, whether it's trying to find their person they're supposed to be with, success, like all the things to have that picture perfect life.
Well, again, I would say number one, stop looking. Okay. In other words, if you think you need someone else to complete you, that's where you're going wrong. So like go fulfill yourself and like go work on yourself and go be happy by yourself, and they'll come running, all of them, because guys, want, I would say confident and classy women. Like we don't want dirty hoes. And a lot of these girls nowadays, they'll go around like, they'll
half naked.
Yeah. And quite frankly, we want them that way eventually, but not like in public. Like we want classy women, not slutty women. And I think women think guys want to get laid, and so they're going to pull out their assets and display them. And then they're looking for a quality guy. Most quality guys, they don't want you displaying all your assets.
I agree with you.
But they want you to look sexy. They want you to look hot. And on occasion, depending on the location, a little bit. But again, I would tell women, first of all, work on yourself. Quit worrying about a dude. And then secondly, when you go find one, make sure they're financially secure.
Don't settle for a loser.
Don't date a brokey. There's no reason to. Now, again, you fall in love with a guy who's broke on accident. You didn't know. Okay. You found out later he was faking it, or something. Cool. But don't select one.
Yeah. I've gotten better at that over the years.
And it's people say gold digger. That's not a gold digger.
What is a gold digger?
A gold digger is someone that will only date you if you have money, meaning they don't care about you at all. If the second you stop paying for their shit and giving them money, they're gone. Now that's a gold digger. If you find a guy with financial wherewithal and you start living a good life, like if I just lost everything, she's not going to leave because of that.
Yeah.
But if I was broke when I met her, I bet you she wouldn't have probably stayed. I don't know. Maybe you would have, because I'm pretty convincing.
I can see that.
Well, I'm a closer. I've been in sales my whole life, and so I closed her. What did I say to you the first time we met, or around the first couple times?
Oh yeah, I was mad at you because you lost my number, and you said, I'll make it up to you. I'll take you anywhere in the world that you want to go. Just let me know where you want to go, and I'll get plane tickets. Yeah,
where do you want to go? That one works.
Is that did y'all do that?
I still have never been to Australia.
But that's a good one. It works.
You should just probably follow through with Australia.
Well, we've been everywhere else. And besides that, did you see what they did during COVID? I'm not a fan of Australia anymore.
We've moved past that.
I don't know.
We've moved past that.
Sometimes when people show you who they are, believe them. That's right. And Australia showed me who they are.
All right. Well, we're going to believe them. And since you're the closer, where can people find you? Your book, all your things.
Just Google me. Brad Lea, Lea.
Just Google me. That's pretty on par for you.
If you Google me, I'll come up. I mean, I don't know what.
Brad Lea. Just Google him, guys. He said it himself. And then I'll be on your podcast
soon.
In August.
Yes. Is that a fact?
I mean, yeah. August 1st.
Okay, good. And I'm going to freaking grill your ass.
That's fine. That's great. That's fine. Then we'll probably do another one after because now I know you a little better. And this is actually really fun.
You have to go look up some things so you can, serve up questions that would make it almost a clip.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, because you want to cause a little bit of controversy, don't you?
Trust me, you've done that.
Good.
I appreciate you for that.
Good.
All right.
Love you guys at Unlocked.